Adeuri, thank you very much for coming on the show, brother.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for you.
Hey, man, you had a pretty awesome 2018, Youth Olympic gold medal, Vice World Champion in WKC. How are you going to improve on that in 2019?
Well, we will see. Yeah, the 2018 was really good, and like just in the middle of the year, I just came to the Olympics and all this, and I get really like focused on that. And after that, I just went for this to the tour to the WKC, and then after like the competition in Turkey, which I got second place there against Carlos Mario, and again for like not even too much points, just zero and something, which is really good. And well, for this just 2019, perhaps, or we will see if I go for the world champion, because I'm gonna go for it, and I'm positive.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, what did it mean to win the inaugural kiteboarding gold medal at the Youth Olympics? Was that something that you really focused on, or you just sort of think, oh, I'm going to give that a crack? Were you really pumped for that?
Well, it just took me a year, like with the Dominican Federation and all this. I was competing like in two competitions, and like because it's something new, and I'm not the best in this, but still I went to those events, two events, one in Italy and another in China, which in both of them I took the first place. And for example, there was the best riders of race, and I beat them, and then it was really good. I was really focused for that. I thought that this could change a lot of things, which is, yeah, I don't want to lie, but till today it didn't change anything. This gold medal for me, it's something really huge, but still I prefer being on freestyle and to keep competing and all this, and then just go for this gold medal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
But
mean that was a question I was going to ask you. Where do you put racing compared to freestyle? I mean, ultimately, you just said then you really are a freestyler. I mean,
yeah.
obviously, is to go to the Olympics in 2024. Is that something that you really want to focus on as well?
Well, yes. Normally this year, 2019, I want to take as a freestyle, and then, for example, for 2020, I'm gonna go directly for foiling, and I'm gonna train both. Or this year, I have to go for some competition of foiling, which is good and it's bad, But still, I have to train too much for this, and foiling is not really easy. And but anyway, nothing easy when just once you have the opportunity, you can do it, and you know that. And me, I'm gonna go for it, and we will see also for this 2024 Olympics. Yeah.
And how was the reaction back home in the Dominican Republic when you got the gold? Was there lots of press? People got involved?
Yeah, it was crazy. Imagine there's the president there beside you, and many people who you never were expect to see. They're over there to you, just because of this. It's really good because I'm the second one in the country who just bring a gold medal. Like since 2005, there was nothing, and now 2018 we have one. Then
I think. I
yeah, it's
mean,
really good.
is Dominican Republic the kiteboarding scene ever been stronger? I mean, you've got yourself, you've got Pasito,
Yeah,
Robinson Harari, of course, your brother before you. I mean, are we?
yeah.
Is Dominican kiteboarding at its strongest ever?
Yeah, well, the level here is really high, and everybody's kiting really good, and that's why we improve too much, once then the other. And for example, Brazil is another country which had a huge level because they have the lagoon and many kids around, and but here we are all good, and then like all the people who just went on top, they just go down, and after they just take normally, but it because sometimes they're scared about the injury and all this, and they can't, or most of them they're kind of old already for the freestyle and all this, and like, but Dominican Republic have a huge level there, a
Yeah.
huge level.
I mean, who's coming up in the scene? Are there some real little young rippers that are coming through that who are going to, bust onto the scene? Because if you look at what we're seeing with Mika come through, in the ladies, we're just
Yeah.
seeing younger and younger riders. Have you
Mhm.
know a couple of young guys coming through that are going to really put pressure on the pros soon?
Well, this normally we are the youngest already. We are the next generation, and then we just came up. What's kind of hard is the Colombian guy, Valentin Rodriguez, which is really good too, and then he's the guy with the duoton. It's really good, and he's kind of 16, and then he already landed backside 209. The level is incredible, really good at the moment, and just the only one who is winning right now is not the one who has experience. He's the youngest, eh? He's the youngest who is winning right now. Because us, we don't have experience of 10 years of kiting, of competitions, but we have 2 years, and we are already good. You know what I mean? But we are good. The next generation is really powerful at the moment. Like this Maxim Chablos, also the guy Antarraca from Mexico, and Juan Jose Rodriguez, another guy from Colombia. They're really young. Well, we are really young, and then we're gonna go for it. They have to gonna see just us over there.
Well, I mean, I've been saying for ages, you know, we're going to see the younger and younger guys come through the scene. For example, you know, like I guess Carlos Mario was young when he first came on, but he's sort of almost the last generation. You, as you say, you guys are the new generation. You know.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go out to beat Carlos Mario next year or this year, coming this current season? What's the key to beating him?
Well, landing the tricks.
Of course. Mate, this year you competed at the GKA in Cabaretta there. How do you find the format between the GKA Air Games and let's say the WKC?
Well, I'm not gonna answer that. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna answer that.
Okay.
I don't want to be in trouble if they hear this.
Well, so yeah. So would you be, if the GKA Air Games run again, would you be interested in doing both, competing in both events, or are you going to concentrate more on falling this year?
Me, I just want to be concentrated on the freestyle. You know, like because this year I want to be the world champion, and it's really hard. It's not easy. And in case you put foiling, in case I know you put big air and freestyle and racing, it's too much. You know, me, I want to go just for one, and it's freestyle now this year, and the rest, yeah, it's gonna be this bigger.
You know, when you started training for the Youth Olympics, how did you get involved in the twin tip racing? Did you get a coach, and where did you train, and how did you sort of put that whole program together to win? Because it's not just turning up and going fast. There's a lot of stuff that you had to put together into place, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like I had the best coach. He's really young. He's like 22 years old, and he came to the Olympics with me. He had experience, you know, sailing. He's called Florian Fritella. Perhaps you also know him. And it's really great because now he's on the Olympics. I don't know, team with I don't know, from Spain, and he's going for 2020 now, I think. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. Well, let's take it back, mate. How did you get into kiting? I mean, I know the scene in the Dominican Republic is super strong. How did you get involved in kiting, and where did you start?
Well, my house is kind of 100 meters from the beach, you know, like, and for me it was really easy, but because I was not living there, it was kind of hard because I don't came directly from the beach. I came from I don't know how to say this, like camp. What is a camp? You know, a town which is really far from the beach.
Sure.
And I just have my brothers and all this, and at the beginning there, when I just arrived here, my father didn't let me go to the beach, but still, I was 100 meters from the beach, and I just go all the time, you know.
And who did you look up to when you started getting into the sport? Who were the sort of guys that you looked up to and thought, hey, that's what I want to be like when I get older?
Well, Aaron Hadlow is one of them. And also Ruben Lente at the beginning, because it was really powerful. And Posito and Adeuri Corniel, you know, there were many. There were many of my idols.
And who did you sort of train with? You know, when you sort of started realizing, hey, I want to get into freestyle, who were you sort of training with there?
I never trained with people who's better than me. I just trained with people that are on the same level. And then, for example, this little kid, I had 3 best friends. And we just hang out in the water and then we do things, you know, to learn. I just saw many videos on YouTube.
Yeah, and that's actually quite an important thing to have a couple of guys with you training. I mean, I use that example of let's say Machu and Ayrton and Mitu all sort of been in that one area, pushing each other and training and pushing and trying new things. And it is actually something that's probably pushed all you Dominican Republic guys to such a high level, having consistent wins, consistent conditions, and a core little group of people pushing each other hard.
Yeah, this is the best when you have friends or, you know, a mate that you want to train the same thing, you know. And one time you have to land it, right? You have to land the trick that you're going to train, you know.
When you go into freestyle competition, brother, do you have like for example, I had Mika on the show a few weeks ago, and she basically said I just go out there and put the same sequence together every time. When you are competing, let's say in the final against Carlos, are you looking at his scores and thinking, oh man, I'm going to have to go out and put something big here, or do you have in your mind a sort of set area of what you want to achieve within the final?
Well, just sometimes I'm really honest. Like Carlos Mario for me is one of the king, you know. And then for example, I'm just behind him, and then I just want to go for him. You know what I mean? And for example, I just know that I have to do 4 tricks that exactly have to be with good and high score, and I know already what he gonna do. And then, for example, this time in Brazil, we were already in the finals, and he win already for 0 point and something. Like I went for the slim 9, and I couldn't land it, and I just landed slim 7 in that time. But it's like this. Like I'm not scared. I'm not afraid of nobody, and I'm just going for what I have to do. Like I'm going straight there. I don't mind. I don't see no rocks. In my eyes. I just go directly for what I have to do. And if that's what I have to do, I have to do it. And then, for example, if I have to go to beat Carlos Mario, I have to do this. And then it's this. If I land there, I don't land there. It's gonna be great because losing or winning is not it's nothing. And just to feel good and to feel competitive and that you could do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you
Like,
think the sequencing, with the ranking has a lot to play, like with especially like let's say each round Carlos gets to go last, right? So do you think that if you can go out there and put the pressure on by getting a good score, he's going to start feeling that pressure?
Carlos Mario doesn't take pressure.
No, he doesn't seem to. I mean, his strength seems to be his consistency, right? He's very, very consistent across the board, but I mean, that's what we saw from you this year, especially.
No, okay. Yeah. This guy's so consistent and he landed tricks and he's really good.
Hey, this year Lewis Crathen called you the Lewis Hamilton of kiteboarding, mate. That's pretty big company to be compared to Lewis Hamilton.
To Los Santos, where's this?
You don't know who Lewis Hamilton is? The F1 driver, Formula One world champion.
On what?
Yeah, he's a racing car driver. So Lewis Crathen compared you to Lewis Hamilton. He's
Man,
he's
I don't know nothing about cars. I don't know even how to drive cars.
Only your motorbike.
Yeah, it's motorbike. Yes, I'm the best in motorbike, man.
Hey, so what's your goal for 2019? Lay it out for us now. So what do you want to do in 2019? You want to be the
world champion,
And what about foiling?
I'm foiling. I don't know yet because I'm not the best in this, but still I'm good. We will see. We will see.
Well, look, I tell you what, brother, I love your energy and I really like what you're doing. And I think you've got the right attitude to go all the way. So, Adeuri, look, thank you very much for coming on the show, brother. I really appreciate the time. And look, man, what I saw last year, if we see more than that, man, I think the world champion's in your sight. Yeah,
thanks a lot. Really, thanks a lot. I'm really proud to be in your program. And yeah, we will see for this year what we're going to do. And I just want to go for the world champion and I'm going to train and I'm going to come really hard on the competitions.
Awesome, brother.